Well, here's a quick recap of last week, and then a song about men going to work.
Well, yeah. So, oh yeah,
snake wrestling, Margaret Thatcher impressions. Blow up Argentina. Blah la 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 blah blah. No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
Well, it is.
Oh. Forgotten.
All right, we're absolute amateurs.
Great. Just been for a week.
Yeah. No.
All right, weren't there?
No.
What? Well,
uphill garden,
people, tills,
barbecues,
coffee.
I noticed there were porn mags still for sale on the top shelf.
Old people. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, who needs facts, eh?
Scientists. Police,
yeah.
Teachers, maybe.
What? Well, what an idiot.
Oh, well.
We don't find anything out.
I fell asleep before I got here.
And in the future.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Felt an unnatural draft.
What? Like a...
One night.
You shouldn't have fed that curry to your wife. I don't know.
You're getting your jokes mixed up, you're getting your dreams mixed up, you're getting your out shapes. You've done naffle towards this show.
I'm like your spiritual guru.
You're certainly not teaching me how to construct a conversation without turning into an idiot. So,
well, have you seen any good films recently? And
give up your dreams, don't get married, don't have children.
Never helps. Well, hopefully you all took heed to such information. You're a fool
and an idiot. Well,
it might be Japanese, I don't know.
In the streets, eating pot pies and salad cream.
What? And you were going to rung me up and gave me a pep talk.
If you want to get results, you've got to rub it in the right way.
Right, rub it in the right way. Started to hate him less. I don't know how this happened. I think he had a lot of trouble with drugs. It changed me. I was watching Jonathan Ross back in the 90s. We are called... at Muggy Bonehead, MUGGEYBONEHEAD.
Between 10 and 12 next Wednesday.
Thanks, guys.
Ta-ta. Oh yes, it's Wednesday night. It's just after 10 o'clock. It's CRMK online, and it means only one thing. It's the Muggy Bonehead show. So, we're up for it tonight, I think. What do you reckon? Oh, and we are live. What do you make of that one?
Me?
Wakey.
Every time I start talking on this show, my earphones always sound a bit fuzzy.
Yeah.
But then I'm not speaking fuzzy.
That's to do with the fact that we're pure amateurs, Daniel.
Yeah?
I had a total meltdown then, and I think that I pressed all the wrong buttons. I'm pretty sure it was the desk that was messing about. It was nothing to do with me.
You turned it into a jelly.
I have. What did I say to you? What did I text you earlier on before we came out?
You said you like reading rude magazines on the bus.
The other bit.
Oh. I don't listen to read. I don't read your tweets. They're quite boring. I just delete them as soon as you get them.
I said text, Daniel. I said text.
What did I say?
Tweet.
All right. Keep your hair on.
Nice try. I'd like to.
Well, sorry. That was amazing.
Well, that was getting us into the vibe, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm completely discombobulated now.
I thought last week was perhaps...
I think I've wet myself.
It was a wonderful show last week. I really enjoyed it, but I do think that the music was a touch on the mellow side, so I thought we'd really give it...
Apart from Gloria. Gloria was good.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, I thought that was the best bit of the show. That and my Lego joke.
Yeah, that sort of went over my bald head at the time, but, you know, when I listened back, I thought, God, he's... Yeah.
Right on the road, yeah. Well, what's going to happen tonight, then?
Well, we're going to tell you about how to get in touch with the show tonight.
Shame you've not done it properly.
Yeah, well, I tried.
You've already ruined the show.
Well, obviously, we don't need to tell you where to listen to it at the moment, because if you listen to it, you don't need to know.
Unless you've got a really bad memory.
But it is crmk.co.uk where you listen live. If you listen to it in the podcast version, then you can listen to us live on a Wednesday night between 10 and 12.
Or go on the Mixcloud.
You can tweet us on @Muggy Bonehead, and that's Muggy with an E, Muggey, Bonehead.
I know Leslie's listening to us.
Oh, really? Who's Leslie?
Well, wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, I would.
Well, he's a man.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
yeah.
I instantly got that wrong.
Why?
Because I thought it was a girl.
Well, shouldn't presume these days, should you?
Sorry, Leslie. You can tweet me personally at Hazy79, which is HAYESY79. You can tweet this idiot over here at Mugger Harris.
Listen to Billy doing radio.
If you don't know how to spell, then unfortunately you won't be able to tweet him. Or you can look on the Facebook page, which is the Muggy Bonehead Radio Show, and that's again spelt with an E, because Daniel can't spell.
No, I can, but it was a clever thing, because my Twitter name is Mug Harris, so I put an E in it, and you're like a bonehead.
Yeah.
So I thought combination of both. It's really clever when you think about it.
Yeah, well, I'll try not to think about it.
That and I made a mistake, but I must have psychically known that's the right thing to do. Like, what are you moving your finger around for, to tell me to do something?
Daniel, I'm trying to do radio, all right?
Well, stop it.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but we're actually... That's our red light up there.
Yeah.
We're on here, which means we're trying to run a show, which means I need to do stuff, which means you need to keep talking.
Usually when you see a red light, you do something else.
We've had this conversation.
What? I wasn't listening to you.
A bit like when we was on the show last week, vice versa.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, you carry on. Tell me everything about yourself in, like, 11 seconds.
Oh, God. Well, I've wrestled tigers. I've swam the British Channel. I've walked across Antarctica in flip-flops. And I'm actually very good at skateboarding.
No, you're not.
Shut up. If we've got kids listening, they might think, well, he's well cool. I might listen to that now because he's a skateboarder.
And
you rollerblade, you do. Well, you wanted to. He told me once that he really wanted to go rollerblading. That's disgusting.
What's the hardest thing about rollerblading?
I don't know.
Probably shouldn't tell that joke. It's not very PC.
Oh, what? If it's not for policemen?
Keep talking, Dan.
Look at you on your laptop, going from the laptop to the microphone like the yo-yo of the radio world. Look at him. He's bent over now, touching buttons. It's disgusting.
You wish you could touch.
What song are we going to listen to now, Mr. Maestro, on the old electronics?
We're going to listen to one that you picked.
What is it?
I don't know. Some rambling Evil Knievel.
No, that's later.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, let's put that later. Let's get
right.
the vibe going first.
All right. Well, let's do that then.
What are we going to put on then?
Oh, I'll find out.
You can't speak off mic.
I can.
Speaking of off mic, you had any emails?
I've not had any tweets, not had any texts. What's going on? Come on, let us know you're out there, please.
Yeah.
07790385385. You couldn't really get much easier than that, could you now? So just get involved. Or tweet us. I'm seeing that my phone has not got a picture of a bird on it.
A what?
Well, on the lock screen.
Oh, right. I thought you were about Sam Fox.
A little yeah, well, that's in there somewhere. So, yeah, just let us know you're out there.
Yeah.
'Cause it doesn't look like you are.
It's like aliens. We want to know aliens are out there. And we want to know you're out there.
All right, then. Well, again, while we get set up properly, because we have to take over from the wonderful Glyn from the Little Saturday Music Box, Glyn Rogers.
Billy's running this studio like a man that's just bought a brand new tent.
Oh, how impressed were you by his son? Jesus. He's got a 14-year-old lad in here. He's his co-presenter tonight.
He's really a black belt in karate.
Yep. He was... what else was he doing? Juggling whilst unicycling.
Yeah.
And he was also reeling off this amazing music knowledge that is, like, way beyond his years.
He beat me at arm wrestling.
What a genius. And he's got his own show coming up on Saturday, which is going to be about computer games.
Yeah. What's it called? Something about dreams?
Teenage Dreams, I think.
Teenage Dreams.
Yeah. Got to have a dream, ain't you?
Right, go on, put this song on. Stop rambling. You've ruined the show already.
I'm going to.
Dead air. Here we go.
Well, that was an Ian Brown song, but seemed like it was mashed up with another song, almost like somebody else had written another song. But
it's like they've taken the original and ruined it.
Well, I thought it was like sort of somebody had created a fantastic drum and bass kind of anthem with the tips of their fingers and kind of synced it in with an Ian Brown a cappella. And I just wish I knew who it was.
Did you do it?
Yes, I did.
Oh, blimey.
Yes, I did.
It's really good, actually. No, when I think about it again, actually, I quite liked it. Did you know, apparently,
go on.
If you get all the letters at the start of each sentence, it says fear.
Blew my mind when I first found that out. Didn't realise it until someone pointed it out. And
what?
F-E-A-R-T
would have been better.
I've just had a sudden moment of fear.
Why?
Literally.
Should we go home?
I don't know if that F stands for anything at any point in that song, and I didn't listen. I forgot.
Look, if there's a swear word in that song, I don't think there is. You're all grown up enough, and I do apologise, but basically, sack Billy and leave me on.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't be able to press the buttons. You need to get another monkey in there to do it.
I'll get an infinite amount of monkeys
and spend hours of their free time prepping stuff and editing things and preparing and still getting it wrong
and driving me here
and driving you here. And buying you beverages.
Anyway, let's get the show going.
Let's get it on the road.
Why are you standing up? You're like a man that's wet himself.
I sort of thought I'd try and add a bit of energy to the show.
No,
so
it's not working.
Yeah. What?
It's not working. You're trying to be professional.
No.
Yeah?
I'm trying to be a maverick.
What's that then? Tom Cruise?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what happened to him? Jumping on sofas.
Oh?
Jumping on sofas.
Yeah. Who's your favourite Scientologist?
Ooh, I don't know.
I see you as a bit of a David Miscavige or whatever his name is.
David Miscavige.
Oh, hang on, we're talking about Scientologists. We're going to get absolutely...
No, it's all right. I had a meeting.
No, I like them.
We're in now.
Yeah, oh, really?
They're going to promote our show and make us famous.
Excellent.
That and the Illuminati now. Who else is left?
Have you done the cleansing?
Yeah.
What are you,
I cleansed them.
What are you putting your finger up in the air and then you did a little giggle like as if you was going to say something you weren't supposed to?
Yeah. There's the real Illuminati.
Ah, the real ones, like us.
The Backstreet Boys. They control everything.
Oh, Maroon 5 supposed to be like the Illuminati, the sort of, like the kind of playthings.
What, in subliminal messages?
Yeah, but like I'd heard that, like they get passed around at parties and stuff.
Pass the parcel?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
In my Illuminati meetings, we basically have sandwiches, kill a chicken, and then do 10 press-ups.
They're all kind of like metaphors for what you're actually really passing around, aren't they? Like Pizzagate.
Shut up, you weirdo. Anyway, enough of that weird stuff. Let's get on. My dog gets fired from the show already.
We've had one bit of interaction. We've had Mr. Shoepot texted in saying
the show's terrible.
Yeah, he's saying the show's terrible. Actually, funnily enough, I've got a couple of things that I need to read out. I haven't read out yet. There's an email that we've had from the governors.
Oh, yeah.
And we've had some reviews as well, so I'm going to open that up in a bit and have a little read of them.
Go on then.
Shall I do it now?
Well, yeah. Do you have a seat?
No, I'm up, mate, ain't I? I'm up. Get amongst it. Right, okay, so this is an email I've had from the station controller. Dear Twits, change the vowel there. There's no such thing as twets or twats.
Sure, he's just talking about you.
Or twats. So, okay, so informal banter probably.
I hope so. I ain't heard this letter yet.
Having listened to your show last Wednesday, I can honestly say it has to be the biggest, most pathetic pile of heaven knows what. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? Heaven's good.
Well, if heaven knows what, that means what he's trying to say is that heaven knows a lot of things, so you must be really clever.
The biggest pathetic pile of heaven knows what I have ever had the misfortune to listen to.
That was a mistake, spelling mistake.
Yeah, that's all
fortunate. Correct.
For a start, it would be a good idea to try to actually complete a sentence without changing the subject halfway through.
What should we talk about next?
Or better still, starting one without the noises, words, and so.
Oh, no.
Okay, all right, well. Although I realise that this alone is not enough to have you kicked off the air, just to make you both aware, unless things drastically improve and you suddenly develop some talent or even some content, okay, I will be waiting in the wings for just one slip-up. Yours sincerely, Mike Barry, Station Controller.
Why is there a load of banana skins on the floor?
Hang on, there's a PS here. Oh. PS, do not read this out on the air. Sorry, Mike. Okay, so that's good. Good bit of feedback from the old governor, isn't it?
Oh, jeez.
Do you want to hear the reviews?
No. Ah!
What?
I just thought of something.
Go on then.
I thought of what would be like to say really loudly.
Excellent. Okay, so I'd rather listen to my late grandmother's death rattle just before she passed away and the subsequent screams and despair from my immediate family on a constant loop than listen to this utter nonsense.
He must like that sort of thing a lot.
That's from thanks Barry in Monkston. That's nice. Cheers, mate. Yeah, lovely.
I've got one.
Yeah, go on.
If Jesus died and heard this bloody blinking radio show,
that's what I'm going to say.
He'd come back and strangle you lot and then go back to hell.
Yeah, and who's that from?
Jesus.
You wally. We've got another one from Maureen in New Bradwell. What a pair of... Ooh. Oh, okay, we better not say that one. Okay, all right, let's scroll down here. What we got? I think the circus must have left a pair of clowns behind last time they left Campbell Park. I can hazard a guess that it was probably on purpose. And that's Colin from Newport Pagnell. Thanks, Colin. Cheers for the support.
I've never ridden a dolphin.
And we got, there's one more here. I'd rather listen to Katie Hopkins, and that's from Mohammed in Connyborough. So,
That your wife?
cheers. Thanks, Mohammed. He'd rather listen to Katie Hopkins. So,
Pervert.
yeah, onwards and upwards. Let's not read any more of those because that's quite depressing. Did you get the final listening figures?
Yeah.
Go on.
A lot. I just wrote it. A lot.
Oh, good. Excellent. That's good. We've taken over the whole of the station, really. We were sort of the best show anyone's ever heard, I think, isn't it?
Well, according to those reviews, definitely. Anyway, what on earth is happening with the economy? With Brexit and Trump and all these
things that
insects that are coming over from South America, these killer wasps, what are we going to do with ourselves?
Coming over here with their venom.
Yeah, venom and spitcher.
Killing our wasps.
Yeah.
My grandfather didn't fight in 2 world wars just to have our wasps killed.
Your grandfather didn't fight in 2 world wars. He was
didn't.
a coward.
He was a coward. He was a deserter.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he wasn't. His dad was.
He made puddings.
His dad was. His dad took great pride in telling everybody that he used to hide from the military police.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah. I like that, though, don't you? I think that's funny.
Why do you want to get shot?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree.
Bravery.
He was a pacifist. Or a bottle job. One of the two.
Should you have some dead air? Right, everyone.
Go on. Oh, no. I've got some dead air.
Oh.
Right.
I want to hear some silence.
I'm going to give everybody the opportunity now to go and get their telephone.
They get their telephone.
Get their phone, get a pen and paper, all right? We'll give them some time. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ready? It's gone very quiet in here. I think it's time you just took time to relax. Enjoy the silence that I'm ruining. And go and get a piece of paper and pen and write down this number. 999.
Daniel bottled it, didn't he?
What?
Well, I was going to give some dead air and you got to talk all over it, you idiot.
How can you have dead air without talking?
Right, so we're going to give the number out again. 07790 385 385. That was your opportunity to get a pen, get your phone out and get it written down, get it saved so you're there for every Wednesday.
Yeah.
And you can interact with the show. It's not difficult.
Should I have a song?
Yeah, go on then. What do you want?
I don't know, you're in charge of the robots.
All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do then. We're going to have a little bit of this little... Oh, we're not from there, because it's not on there.
It's like listening to Chris Moyles.
Oh, God. All right, well, let's ignore that one for a second.
Have you tried sellotape?
Eh?
Try and fix this show?
All right, let's do this one then, because... This is a song... You know, you talked about skateboarders earlier on. You were saying you was good at skateboarding.
Don't remember that.
Well, if you were good at skateboarding, then you would probably be listening to this track back in the day.
I bet I weren't.
Or you probably wouldn't, because what you would probably do is you'd probably do that first, and then you'd listen to this track. Well, yes, that was the B.
Stinging
Boys. We try to do it like they do it.
Do it again.
You messed it right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the B.
C. What?
It was the Beastie Boys, and that was Gratitude. And if you was into skateboarding and you were 7,
I always used to see those guys at the skateboard discos.
It's very MTV, that song, isn't it? It's very kind of back in the day kind of tune.
Back in the days when MTV actually showed adverts.
There's a kind of aggressive tone to some of these tunes tonight, and I like it.
Well, I'm sick of it, actually. Let's play something better next.
Just play one of your little mellow tunes.
Yeah, let's keep mellow, man.
I've got to be so careful to not call you something that I call you quite regularly.
Oh, well, you should hear what I call him.
Yeah, well, they're not going to, are they? Because we want to stay on here, don't we?
Not really.
Yeah, okay, so that was the Beastie Boys. It was very, very nice. Very, very nice. I think we're going to play another track, aren't we?
No, I want to have a serious conversation with you. I'm a bit sick of you.
Go on.
Taking over this show, making it rubbish.
Oh, that's a good point. I've got something to put a bone with you.
Right, he has been going on about this phone number. Oh, you lot get your phones, have a bit of quietness, and he reads it out 100 miles an hour so nobody can get the phone number.
Yeah, but that's
the text number.
That's a conspiracy, because the person who made you aware of that was your wife.
Well, the cleverest woman on earth, according to her.
Yeah, according to her. Yes, that's right. And the rightist.
Yeah, she's very right.
Very racist, that one.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, very racist. Okay, well, yeah, I've got a bone to pick with you.
Which one?
Right. We're going to go through this. Okay. So, Stewpot, who's got his show on was it Friday evening? Let me have a little look on the schedule here. Yeah, Stuart's weekend warm up. He's also got a show on Sunday.
Yeah.
And that's called The Legends Show.
What, am I on
8
it?
till 10. But anyway, Stewpot was my contact.
Yeah, that's me more
I got in touch with him, and he said, yeah, they're looking for spaces on CRMK, why don't you come and get involved? So I thought, okay, that's what I'll do. So I sent him a message, and then he sent me the email address of the lady that's in charge, so I sent her an email. I said, we'd really love to come on your show. So that was that bit, right?
Go on.
So that was sorted. So I sorted the show, and I thought, I'm going to phone my old mate Daniel, see if he wants to do a show with me. Right, so we did that.
I was reeled in horror, so I didn't have to say no. So
then I drove him here for the first meeting.
Like
we had a little bit of training on the desk, which was clearly not good enough or long enough. So anyway, then we've done 2 shows now. I've driven him here both times. Right?
Yeah. And your point is?
I collected his keys on a Sunday when it was Mother's Day. And
still owe him a tenner for it.
Still owe... Oh, do you? Yeah. Yes, you do owe me a tenner. Then he goes on Facebook, and I see a post from Daniel Rayner saying, "Oh, I've got a new radio show. This is my radio show. Come and have a listen."
Yeah, I didn't want them knowing you were on it.
You got some.
Got one of a chance.
You got some front.
I was doing you a favour. Maybe if they knew you were on it.
All those clever little edits I've done, all those little bits and pieces that sound great. Oh, actually, you've done one, haven't you? Oh, bless you.
Don't. It's a surprise. All right, don't ruin it.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about that later.
He's finally put a bit of work in. Brilliant. Okay, well.
We're not going for a song yet.
Why?
You're too scared to talk. What are you afraid of? Ghosts?
I'm afraid of the random ridiculousness that comes out.
If you weren't stand up, maybe we'd have a proper conversation.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit. Well, I've got to move this anyway.
Yeah, you got to move it. That's the whole point. Just get it set up proper.
All right, let's see if it makes a noise.
I am. Look at me.
Look, it makes a noise. Look, I can't do that one.
I like that. Can I get that on mic? Oh, it is a mic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God. Oh, get off me. You heard that, didn't you, listeners?
Yeah. It's like the 70s all over again in the radio studio.
Me 3.
Yeah, all right, well, go on then. Give us what you got.
What? I ain't going to talk about it now. You should talk. You should bring up a subject for once. See if your brain can work.
Oh, well, I just did.
What?
You had no reply. You had nothing to say about it.
I did.
Apart from, I'm brilliant.
No, I'm brilliant. Go on, let's play something epic.
Oh, that's a good idea. Well, let's... we're going to do that right now, are we?
No.
Well, that was epic, wasn't it?
That was all right. I quite like that song. I didn't...
I want all you skinhead together.
What's that noise?
That's another song that's playing, which we're not going to do.
Oh, right. Second. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about a little obsession of mine that I've been having recently, for a while. And I'm obsessed with looking at old reality programmes from the 70s, the 80s and the 90s. And it was before people were really self-aware of the cameras and the effects that it's going to have and all these kind of things. There's some great ones out there, and you can get them on YouTube. The one I've been watching recently is called The Family, and it was the first ever sort of, I suppose, documentary reality programme. It came out every week, and they would film them, and it caused a lot of outrage. And it was this family called the Wilkins, and it followed their progress, and there was like about 8 people living in this house. And I say, well, everyone looks really old, and it's surprised how young they are in the actual program themselves. But it's weird. Everyone from that era looked and sounded stupid.
Yeah, it's and at the time you thought they was completely, and they already looked about 70 years old, and they were like 25.
Well, the mum in it's 39 years old, and she does look sort of in her 60s, and it's the era. It's from 1974, the first episode, and it's that crossover from the 60s, the old world, I'd call it, to the modern era. So there's sort of things like colour TVs are coming in and Hoovers and stuff, but everything's pretty rubbish. Pardon me. And there's quite a few of these sort of programmes that I've been watching. There's another one called Paddington Green that's really good, and some of the stuff in the Paddington Green is absolutely mind-blowing. And what's the other stuff that we used to watch in Bed With Me Dinner, didn't we?
Yes,
with Bob Mills, and he would play a lot of clips,
which in fairness is where we got the name Muggy Bonehead from.
Yeah, exactly. And I do suggest you go and find these things on YouTube, because they're absolutely fascinating. And there was a couple that were living in the house, and they weren't married, and this caused outrage in the Sorry, Billy's pointing at me. He's trying to be professional. What's that, Billy?
Nothing, Daniel, nothing.
Okay. And there's an outrage that this couple were living with each other and they weren't married. And it has the first wedding on TV of a couple and all these things. But I'm astounded by how open they talk, how self-aware they are of everything that they're saying, and some of it's quite outrageous, especially in that era. But I think, I mean, there's even stuff in the 90s that the 90s looks so old. It looks really of a time that's completely past.
Yeah.
Without the things of social media and all these things that really change the way we think about stuff, and we are really aware of what we say now, and who would want to sound stupid, on a public platform.
It's funny. I've got a 12-year-old daughter, and we was having a chat the other day about kind of modern stuff and what we had then and back then. And I started listing the things when I was 12, the things that we didn't have then. Wow, it's exploded. Like, we live in the age of the computer, really, don't we? We started off with the little paddle playing the little ping pong game or whatever it was, on the little, what was it, a little Atari thing, was it?
Well, there's things like Activision. There was things even before that, Binatone, all these kind of things at the early dawn of like electronics that were in the house of entertainment. But everything's moved on a lot. I mean, there was the thing of the Mayan calendar, and in 2012 there'll be a new epoch, and I think that's pretty much a good guideline for when we became different humans. I think that was the pinnacle of where the internet really grasped us as a world nation, and we have changed. We've completely changed from the old world. It's a different time completely, but it's refreshing seeing these things. It's refreshing seeing people that aren't worried about their image. They're not worried about what they're going to look like, and I think.
Well,
it's beautiful.
To a degree, they probably were, but the points of reference are so different that it's just completely alien. Possibly. I mean, I don't know. I might be wrong.
They're not going to know the kickback, though, are they? They're not going to know what expectations is going to happen. All these things.
Yeah. No, that's right. I remember getting my Spectrum ZX 128K basic. Now, obviously, the emphasis there is in the 128K.
That was an advancement on the 48K.
I know. Yeah.
It didn't actually make it any better, to be honest.
I used to reel off. Like to mates and stuff when I've got the old 128K basic.
You posho.
And then I went to the Atari ST 520.
Now that was a step up, wasn't it? When the Atari ST came out, that was a colour graphic was on there. I remember people making music on the Atari ST. I remember like the first sort of home DJs. Cubase, yeah.
Cubase. When I was at school, it was probably, so it would have been 95-ish, and we used to use Cubase in the kind of the music room upstairs, and they didn't have the 520, they had the 1040, because obviously had a bit more processing power for the program. But you consider some of the stuff that was being made on them at the time, and there was probably no audio on that. There was pretty sure that was all, it was all kind of synth sounds and kind of, synth sounds.
My equivalent was I used to do video making. I went to college and stuff. And we used to use VHS tapes.
Bring it back to you again.
And the quality would diminish every time you did a copy of it, and all these things are degeneration. I mean, the Family was shot on film, so it looks nice. It's grim though. The colour palette in that era was really dark and dingy.
Yeah. Was you an Amiga kid or a ST kid?
I went from a Spectrum to a Sega.
Did you?
That was my step up. The Sega. I remember being in London, and there's one of those shops that seems to have thousands of electronics all crammed in a shop. I remember going in the shop in, I think it was on Oxford Street, and I remember seeing a Mega Drive, and Altered Beast was on the display, and I remember looking at the graphics, and it blew my mind. And the game was terrible in hindsight, but I think I won my Mega Drive off Ceefax. There was a competition on Ceefax.
I won something on Ceefax.
Did you?
Go on. Yeah, no, you tell us about your one.
I remember going on Ceefax. That was my first that was like the early internet, wasn't it, Ceefax? I mean, me and my mate used to go to the joke page quite a lot on there, and I think there was a competition on there, and you could win a Sega. And I thought, who the blinking hell would get into that? And then my little brain lit up and thought, well, if no one's getting into it, I'm going to have a go. And I won it.
I did. I won a Magic set.
Did you?
Yeah, do you want to know what I had to do for it?
Go on.
I had to write a letter to Mr. Ceefax saying how great my nan was.
How great was she?
Well, we only won a magic set, so she weren't that great.
Oh. What could you have won if she'd been really good?
Don't know.
A horse?
Maybe a Mega Drive.
Oh.
She's dead now, though.
Oh.
So...
Can't use your magic to...
Thanks.
No. Bring it back.
No, Daniel, I can't. Thanks very much. But no, I'm not for the want of trying, but no, it can't be done. So,
don't cry.
No, I appreciate that. Thanks.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, I don't know. I don't know what to say now.
The problem was to find a family prepared to tolerate the intrusion into their every private moment. To find such a family, we chose Reading, population 132,000, famous for seeds and biscuits. Reading has all the problems of any town. We carried out many interviews, and finally, one family emerged that we hope can meet the demands of this documentary serial. The Wilkins of Reading.
Fantastic.
All these big words, I don't understand them.
He's like,
Well, what then?
I didn't have time.
I disagree with the way Tom carries on because he's not a worker.
You would.
I mean, if Tom can stop in bed and have a couple of pints of beer at dinner time, he's quite content.
Tom Burns, aged 25, is not a member of the family. He is from Sheffield.
Get off a minute.
I mean it. Now get on with it. I don't want to slap you, but if I do, you'll be in for trouble. And I'll wash you myself like a baby. Is that what you want? Well, get on with it then. What? Stop making faces. I've already burnt the bloody sausages. It gives us a chance to portray ordinary people then, if you like.
Well, people don't have to listen to us. You can always turn the volume down or just press the on and off button.
Our opinions are what probably 60% of the people in this country think, but can't put over. They've got no media to put it through. This is an opportunity. You see, I mean, whether people will agree with us or not is beside the point.
Oh, dear.
My husband and I...
No, my husband, you sound like the Queen having a Christmas Day speech. Oh, come on, I went to press my trousers, washing my hair, the lot.
I've already burnt the bloody sausages, haven't I?
Oh, well, sorry about that.
I'll do it. Treat you like a baby. See how you like that. Well, come on, be quiet.
Shut up.
But I just don't like good outsiders, people, a lot of people interfering.
Well, bloody do it yourself then. Other people wouldn't interfere now, would they?
Trouble with them is they're bored with school, aren't they? All of them.
Heather is bright but bored and will leave school with hateful memories and no qualifications. She must take her chance in the growing ranks of unemployed youth, for without the certificate, she will be prey to every cheap labour employer. It could be a bleak future.
What a time of night to be washing your hair.
Get lost.
I ain't said a word. Just forget I'm here.
I've done 0 for ages now.
Well, I've got some puff wheat in there, and I've got a few wheat bits.
Well, don't bother then.
What sort of meat do you want? What's some fish and chips?
For Gary, there seemed no alternative but to marry, but most of her money still goes on food. Beef burgers, cakes, tinned potatoes.
Yeah? I've already burnt the bloody sausages, haven't I?
Oh, well, sorry about that.
Margaret Wilkins was married to Terry when they were 17. Little wonder that she worries at Marion being on the shelf at nearly 20.
The wife's got security. She hasn't got any security. Because if a bloke wants to walk out on a woman, he'll walk out on her whether he's married to her or he's just living with her.
I mean, marriage isn't just sex.
Karen, Gary and Scott won't be having a holiday. They'll be feeding the catfish, the goldfish, the cats and the dog and the 46 budgies. But at least half the family will be away. A chance for Karen to play pretend mistress in her own home.
Happy days of well, like I say, though, all them things are all the same. He's just the same. They make promises, and what did he do? Once he gets the power that day, then he's turn and say to the lot of yous.
I mean, this is what gets up my back when I see people come into the town.
They cram themselves into one room with someone and get themselves a place before other people that have lived here all their life.
And the only other way she can get a place is for her and Gary to split up.
Yes.
I mean, why should a young couple split up?
No.
Now, the point is this. Why is it that people can come from another town, be kept by social security and bed and breakfast, and then get a house? Maybe a house that's going to be condemned, but eventually they are going to get a house. Whereas my daughter-in-law, Reading born and bred, and my son are still going to be waiting. I mean, where are the priorities in this?
How can you make a mistake and find sausages?
Quite easy. You can burn them.
You could.
Gary, isn't women better customers than men?
Aren't. Well, they're not even.
Yeah, no.
Not particularly. The best chefs in the world of men.
Go on. I ain't sure, pint of bloody water when you goes over the pub.
Part 2 of the family is at 7:40 next Saturday on BBC Two.
I want all you skinhead to get up on your feet. Put your braces together and your boots on your feet.
He drives a Jag and it's just...
You know it's your sometimes, but then again...
But you do know he's one of your own, like, he lives in East Ham and he's alright, you know, he knows what the score is. I don't know really where to start. I'm not racist or I'm not a bigot or nothing, and at first it was just me and Danny on it. And then once we got on it, we decided, like, all the rest of the geezers on the van were a bit sort of mugs, like, we couldn't really have a laugh at them. And all the others were just muggy boneheads anyway, like, you know. All they know they ain't got no future. And the only thing the people that do is, like, either form a band or get into something that's a bit illegal, or just go out straight into illegal things, like, I mean, like thieving and robbing and things like that. You can understand why people do it.
Independent and tough, their confidence and patter made this bunch of artful dodgers a good living.
How much are the dusters?
We do 2 large dusters for £1. Red lines around the edges. Very good. Good for cleaning shoes, dusting down windows, things like that.
Yeah.
Also got chamois leathers. Real leather, like. You know? $1.25 they are. Like you do your windows, all your brass work, stuff like that.
Yeah.
All at good prices.
Have you got anything round about 50p? I'm sorry, but I haven't...
I don't think we've got anything at 50 pence,
I haven't got any money with me at the moment.
We'll take a cheque. You've got to be interested, though, haven't you?
No, I'm not.
But there's all disabled people everywhere.
Yes, I know, but
And you're not willing to help none of them?
I am, but not through them.
Oh, I can't say no more than that, can I?
No, you can't.
Your attitude's really out of order, I think. Tell her.
Well out of order. Sort of trouble, love. I'm selling goods collated and packed by the disabled. Here's my identification. I wonder if you'd be interested. I think we've got ironing boards, chamois leathers. Well, we've got some of these colouring books here if you'd be interested.
Let me see.
The ironing board covers are quite a bargain.
Yes, I'll have a look at one of those, please.
If you like, everything's guaranteed.
Yeah. Fine.
Well, if you'd like to take it out, you can take it out and have a look at it if you wish. Oh, if you want, yeah.
It's a nice one. I like the colour of that one. Oh, crikey, I can't take that one. It's practically ripped in half.
Oh, I'm sorry, honestly.
Who did you say it was packed by?
No, I'm sorry about that.
That one, really?
I don't know what to say, really. You know what I mean? That's my first... I mean, where am I? You're not supposed to show her the gear, you idiot.
So is it proper chamois leather?
Yes, it's proper, yes. See, because usually we have them open, but we can't really open this one. Because this is the last of the stock and they're all sort of like bagged up. But usually we have one for show, but a lady bought it off me.
Well, some music, some words from the past there.
Yeah, time travel.
Bit of time travel, yeah. They did sound a bit more stupid, didn't they?
Yeah. Wonder how stupid we'll sound in the future.
That second skit there was like a little kind of edit I put together. That was from the Muggy Bonehead. Well, it wasn't called the Muggy Bonehead. It was called Whatever Happened to the Knockers.
Yeah, what are knockers?
The other term for knockers is some guys that were from Kennington.
Is that near where you're from?
Right, we're from where I'm from, isn't it?
Is it? Blimey.
Yeah, I don't like to go on about it though. But no, it's they were all sort of West Ham sort of hooligans really, but what they used to do was they also used to kind of drive around places like Hampstead and all the sort of posh areas, and they were trying to sell their wares to the sort of the housewives living at home back in the sort of.
But the wares they were selling was all dodgy gear, wasn't it? It was all.
Oh yeah. As you might have heard in there, if you took it on board, was the. Most of it was damaged. They used to pretend that it had been packed by the disabled, and it was them getting a little kickback out of the profits, which was
none of it went to charity, did it?
But one of the guys that was actually in that documentary I think it must have been 1983 when the first documentary came out, and then they did like a revisit back in 1993, 10 years later. Yeah. And one of the guys that was in there was a guy called by the name of Andy Swallow. And he was quite well known in the kind of hooligan fraternity.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was. He basically what he did was he was kind of involved in the old Essex Boys kind of turnout with it. Yeah,
they were naughty.
They were naughty. Yeah, he was. He started off as basically as a hooligan. He did the knocking and he
knocking
also
on doors.
Yeah, he also. He went on to kind of like set up he was part of the rave scene and setting up all that, and he started. I think he started off as security.
I think they go into that towards the end of the.
They do, yeah. In the revisit, they go into it, and he was kind of he had, I think, he owned his own label, and they used to.
That's right. They were carrying records around to different people, weren't they?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's worth watching. The full documentary is on YouTube.
Funny.
It is really funny. But Bob Mills kind of does a parody of it, where he sort of plays clips of it and then just sort of rips the.
There's some great. In Bed with Dinner is amazing.
Oh yeah,
I think Russell Brand's Ponderland kind of copied it,
but in a good way though. He did a good job of it, to be fair.
Yeah, it weren't bad.
No, it was good. But yeah, so funnily enough, I watched a film by Andy Swallow a little while ago. I think he's like the manager. He was the manager of Grays Athletic.
What's that?
A football club. Yeah, he's kind of like a semi-pro sort of football manager. But he's been quite involved with the recent sort of backlash against the owners of West Ham, and he's sort of was leading the way there. And he made a film about how they basically ripped the heart out of the local community. They obviously moved the ground, they sold the ground, and there's so much history. Talking of nostalgia, that ground for me, I drove down Barking
Which
Road.
ground?
Upton Park.
Upton Park, all right. We went to the last day of Upton Park, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, yeah.
All right, little mess up. That
was a little bit of a
riot, please.
Yeah, it was a bit embarrassing. But again, the other...
Very embarrassing.
It was quite embarrassing, yeah, it wasn't. But there was... You had lots of real fans there, but then you also had...
Throwing bottles.
No.
Policemen.
Well, did you see the line, though? Did you see the linked arms in front of the right police? Where there was this kind of huge line of West Ham fans that were all linked arms in front of the right police, telling people to stop throwing things. And
fair enough, yeah.
And it wasn't reported in the papers at all. It was just about the West Ham thugs. And to be fair, I was there. And now, I'm having a bit of local knowledge. I was there, and I saw people that when I was 15, 16 years of age, they were wrong uns at the time.
Yeah.
And they were there, and they were lobbing bottles, and they were walking around with their carrier bags full of beer. And it was sad to see. It's a kind of, I don't know.
Was that cockney knees up?
I don't know. It was the dregs of the local society that are still kind of in the area, and
it was exciting.
They were just looking for a day out, and then obviously drink was consumed, and before you know it, they start to get a little bit rowdy. But
they should have had a hobby.
But what has happened to that area and that club, and all the promises that were made, and I've really lost my interest in football now.
You support Man United anyway.
Well, when I was a kid, but. I've obviously always had a massive affiliation with a local club and that, and everything that goes on there, the culture. I've been to Man United games, I've been in the pub, and I look around and I would always regret picking Man United as a football club. All that glory they had, all that great stuff there, which was good as a kind of a kid watching it, thinking, blimey, the team I've picked are the best team ever.
To be fair, the Ferguson years were exciting. I'm a Newcastle fan, and I did enjoy it. I went to Wembley when Newcastle lost in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
so I saw part of the treble.
I've never been to Wembley for a cup
Wembley
final.
Oh, I have.
I was at the old. I went to the old Wembley 3 times. I was there for the SummerSlam WWF. That was the first time I went. The second time I went was West England v Chile, and they lost 2-0, and Marcelo Salas scored an absolute beauty. And I was there for the Crystal Palace Leicester City playoff final, and we were right at the opposite end of a Steve Claridge goal that when I was there I just thought it was an absolute wonder goal. When you went home and watched it on telly, it took a massive deflection, went into the top corner. But no, I can't. Since I moved up to a village, we live in Cranfield, which is just down the road from here. And I've always kind of poked fun a little bit at the locals that fear change, and they don't like the new developments going on, and they're all kind of anti everything that kind of ever is any different to.
They seem to love you.
But well, yeah, I don't.
In my village, right? I was born in my village. I moved away when in my 20s and lived in Newcastle, Brighton. But Billy moved in the village. He plays songs. They all love him.
Well, I don't know though.
Yeah, you're like the local celebrity.
Oh, stop.
Oh, Billy and his guitar. Oh, I can't wait to hear him.
They're the only people that probably haven't got access to the Facebook community group where I like to troll.
I think the
villagers.
internet is just got into our village, isn't it? They're starting to understand it.
Yeah, I desperately want to make a. I've always thought I could write a screenplay. I've always wanted to do it, and that is absolute perfect fodder.
The Cranfield community page.
Oh man, so good. You know, don't get me, I mean, Daniel, to be fair to you, you know, you've travelled a bit. You know, you went to university. You kind of got out. You sort of saw the real world. But there are people there that have never left that village. And they are so set in their ways. And I understand that. It's exactly what the point I was trying to make about West Ham is that now there's no longer a ground. The badge is different. You've basically got Mark Noble, who's the kind of only West Ham player that's kind of from the area that's left.
They've changed some of the players as well.
I know, outrageous.
When you were little.
They've got a manager in there who's...
Well, who's the manager now?
David Moyes.
Oh.
Yeah, the bloke who couldn't make Man United work.
Who could?
Mr. Ferguson.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's I liken it to Trigger's broom. There's no essence left of the original club.
Very clever.
They promised all of the local businesses that they would take them with them to the new ground, which is probably 2 miles away ish, there or thereabouts. They promised to kind of get them all involved. They haven't got them involved, and they've just there's nothing left that is a part of that. My granddad, he wasn't a big football fan, but he tells me stories of being in the chicken run, watching the games. And
why didn't you go to the football match?
No, he didn't. He wasn't into football.
Why do you watch it in the chicken?
Well, because it was the thing you did. You could bunk in there for you either paid 1 and 6, or you bunked through. They used to get to the turnstiles, and they both push through at the same time to kind of double up.
Your family has a good old past. Your family reminds me of Danny Baker's stories.
Yeah,
down in the docks, the old.
I've still not. I've not read the book or seen the document. Was it a sitcom or was it a document? No, it was a sitcom, wasn't it?
It was based on the book of his life, wasn't it? Going to see in a sieve.
Yeah,
really good.
Do you know? This is possibly a little bit controversial. You know me, on the edge. I watched a few episodes of In Sickness and in Health a little while ago.
I'm obsessed with that. This is his real beliefs coming out now.
Well, the obvious kind of finger to point at is that it's incredibly racist and it's really dated and it's completely kind of non-PC. But the obvious thing about that...
It's deliberately supposed to be like that.
Exactly.
It's a parody on idiots.
Yes, it is. But the use of the language in there is just too much. It's too consistent. Like, I watched episodes of Only Fools and Horses and they use the odd word that is like, whoa, you can't use it, and they bleep it out. But with that show, the whole premise was about him being a bigot, you know, Little England, jingoistic, you know, that was the whole point.
But he was the fool, wasn't he?
But I wonder if ever there'll be a point where people will be able to watch that for what it should have been and not, you know, kind of instantly be offended by it, because it is massively offensive. And we are talking about it from a position of white male privilege, and I like to joke about that a little bit from time to time, but the point, it's made me think about it a hell of a lot. We can stand here and say, yeah, but it's, you know, it's not the point and it's funny, but we weren't spat out in the streets when we were kids.
Well,
we weren't,
you were.
Yeah,
by
me. Different reasons, yeah. But we, you know, that we didn't go through that pure hell of being completely marginalised. No, you're never going to know. No, you're never going to know. So, but I think if you can watch it from the point of view of one, taking a snapshot of an era when things weren't, you know, when things were, I don't know, what's the right word?
Twitter, before the masses could complain about something and destroy someone for not understanding the essence of what they're trying to say.
Yeah. And it was gratuitous as well. It was blatant. I mean, you like Chris Morris. You can watch some things like The Day to Day and things like that where they would poke fun at that same sort of thing, but it was subtle, it was a bit cleverer, and it was not so blatant. You'd have to kind of be a bit of a thinking man's fan of comedy.
That's why I like it.
Exactly. He was a genius, though, wasn't he, old Chris?
So, we've had a song, haven't we, sent to us by quite a talented musician.
We have, but you're going to keep talking.
Yeah. It's a guy called Gareth Icke, and I don't want to really kind of come away from him, but his father's David Icke, and it's something about his songs that are kind of, they've got an essence of the heart of what I used to like about 60s songs. There's a slight protest in there. There's a bit of intelligence in what he writes, and he's got some really good tunes out there. And he sent us an email with what's the new song? What's it called?
Thanks for putting me on the spot, Daniel.
Well, it's your job, innit?
I don't know. You have to keep talking because I've got to find it now. You've said it.
Well, I quite enjoy his dad. And that's how I got to learn about his son, really. His son performed at some of his gigs, and I quite like reading. Well, I like drawing fantasy stuff, and I take from a lot of conspiracies, myths and history and all these things. I like to put them in my pictures. I like the idea of like British fairy tales and Germanic fairy tales and all these kind of things, and I like ancient cultures, and I put them in my pictures. And David Icke kind of is a man that talks about these things in the modern era, I suppose. He's a modern myth teller, and that's how I got to know about his son, really. He performed at, I think, one of his gigs.
My prejudices of David Icke obviously came from the Wogan Hatchet Job.
Yeah,
and when you started talking about him and saying, "Oh, I know you should check him out," I was like, "All right, Daniel, with your airy fairy views and your silly conspiracy theories." But so I did. I took him up on it, and I had a little look through, and yes, there are certain aspects of what he talks about. He talks about shape-shifting lizards and things that are kind of way out there. But
or are they?
Oh, well, maybe. I mean, if he's right. Have you seen... I know you don't like it, but have you seen Ice Age 3?
I hate Ice Age. I hate that stupid animal chasing that nut. It really drives me nuts. Literally.
Oh, it's so funny.
It's not funny. I honestly hate it. There's a few things I hate. I don't want to badmouth a dead person, but I hate the Cranberries music. It makes me angry. I hate Grimmy on Radio 1. And I hate that nut-chasing idiot.
Well, anyway, there's in the third one, I think it's called The Big Meltdown or something like that, and they're kind of living below a bowl of ice, and that behind that bowl of ice is huge ocean, and in that film there's this nut job that he's saying the world's going to end when this ice cap melts, it's going to flood us and it's going to kill us, and everyone's like yeah whatever. That's quite a strange thing for a big film like that to put in, because the guy is actually right. What he's actually preaching is exactly right. He's preaching that if this goes, then we're all dead. And he's the kind of David Icke. He's kind of like the one that everybody goes, oh, he's a conspiracy theorist, he's a nut job. So, well, I don't know.
Well, I was listening to Randall Carlson on Joe Rogan. He was talking about when the comet hit the ice caps in North America and they melted, and they're saying that I think 90% of the megafauna died within the day.
Right.
In the planet, and the only big animals that were left were Central Africa, really. You've got the elephants and the rhinos and all these kind of things. It was the place that was least affected. And there was one point that he described as it like literally the amount of water that was running through this one particular area was the equivalent of all the rivers in the world, all the water from all the rivers in the world pouring through there every minute.
Really?
And the human population was reduced to thousands.
Yeah. Do you want to hear my tangerine metaphor?
No, it's
I don't know if it's a metaphor. I don't know what you call it.
You can say about anything.
It's a theory. Yeah, but it's still... Yeah, okay, but it gives you perspective, right?
The perspective is that somehow, according to scientists, the Big Bang spat out dust that caused...
But yeah, but it
doesn't have thoughts.
It doesn't have to go back as far as that. It doesn't have to go back as far as that. Although it kind of leads into that. What?
Nothing's as weird as that dust created humans that walk around and tell jokes.
Oh, Daniel would rather believe there's shape-shifting lizards than there's a Big Bang. He reckons that scientists are paid shills of the Illuminati.
They have. I've been to the meetings. They told me.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Why are you telling them?
I could be wrong. I've only googled a few YouTube clips.
All right, well, we'll tell my tangerine story later on.
No,
we'll
tell it now.
Wait for you go for a wee or something.
Tell it now.
Right, so basically, one day I was eating this. This is. Do you know what this is like? This is like the Newton apple on the head.
Hardly.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. I'm standing on the shoulder of giants, as I think he said. So I was eating this really, really juicy, succulent tangerine, and it was delicious. And it just kind of made me think about the juices inside the tangerine. Mm-hmm. And I thought, if we just thought of those juices as one together, one particle. Okay, so the particle of juice that's inside that tangerine is essentially water. Now that water is soaked up by the tree, and it comes up this stem and it goes into the tangerine and it feeds the tangerine, and the tangerine gets bigger till it falls off the tree. Well, that water is basically, if the theory is believed that we're led to believe that that's true, the Earth was basically a smouldering rock, however many billion years ago,
chemical cesspit
with no water on it. It was a complete, it was totally uninhabitable. And then it was hit by a huge asteroid which had a huge block of ice on it. That block of ice hit the Earth. That ice eventually melted and basically became the oceans and the seas and the rivers but you
think we need a scientist to explain that. I get what you're saying.
Daniel questions the Big Bang, so whatever.
Well, it's the theory, isn't it?
Daniel believes in God.
I don't know what I believe.
No, so anyway, so this tangerine, basically the water that had been hurtling through space for however many billions of years had suddenly hit the Earth. Then it comes into our Earth, and then eventually it goes into the water cycle, and then it becomes, and then once it becomes the ocean, then the heat of the sun then evaporates. It turns it into clouds. We did this in science. It turns it into clouds. The clouds kind of go up the mountains, and then the clouds go above the top of the mountains, and they rain, and then it forms these natural streams, and it forms these natural rivers, and eventually it goes down into lakes, and so on and so forth. That water, as one tangerine size worth of water, has travelled since time began. It's the same as us in terms of particles, but that's travelled for that length of time, and it's been recycled and recycled and recycled. It's probably been weeded out by dinosaurs.
I'm not eating tangerines ever again.
Mammoths and whatever else, and eventually it ended up in that tangerine, which then ended up with me. I'd done a wee, it went down the toilet, and now it's in a reservoir somewhere waiting to be picked up again. That blew my mind.
Well, you're a bit stupid, aren't you?
Life-filled stories for empty people. As every campfire it needs a circle. The darkest skies are the most peaceful. As every great storm it needs an equal. One more ship has passed, one more failed romance, one more second chance for this evening. The last thing that you need is one more great defeat. Crawl back to your knees for the weekend. Drink to you, your drink to me. Fly, fly. Drink to you, your drink to me. Fly, fly. Angry writer in need of healing. Those all great fighters, they need a meaning. 'Cause one more ship has passed, one more failed romance, one more second chance for this evening. The last thing
Mr. Gareth Icke.
I like that.
Son of David.
Yeah, the son of God.
Yeah, well, technically, if you, technically speaking,
that make him Jesus.
Can we? Probably. Yeah.
Makes me Jesus.
Yeah. Really makes me Jesus as well.
But it does.
Yeah. I mean, there's only one thing I've got to say that's kind of negative about his dad, and it's that tracksuit.
I think he's ditched the tracksuit.
I hope so. I'm sure Gareth will be with us on that one.
But I had a tracksuit like that in that era.
I think I probably did as well.
Yeah.
Did you have the jeans with the Flintstones embossed on them?
No.
That's sad. That's because you lived in a little one-horse town in the middle of Bedfordshire.
There was 2 horses actually.
2 horses?
Yeah.
And they're both dead now?
Shh, don't say that.
So, oh God, probably have to play one of my songs in a minute, based on that. You know.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So because we did a little podcast for a little while. We didn't really do anything with it. We just messed about for a little while with microphones.
It was really good.
It was good. Yeah, you can find it. We'll tweet it later or something, and you can.
Well,
check
I might
it
edit
out.
some of it out because you talk in it quite a bit.
Oh yeah, do that.
Yeah,
do that. Yeah, you know I can do this as well, don't you? Look, I've turned his microphone down. So kind of inspired by David Icke's kind of teachings of the lizards, we kind of developed this, I don't know what, theory about wizards and lizards, and
yeah.
Like I said, it can be used as a metaphor, and I think there are people in this world that you could consider to be lizards, and you know the people that just kind of got no soul. They suck the life out of everything. The Simon Cowells of this world, and who else? The David Camerons of this world, and the I don't know who else. Come on, who else we got?
We want people that
they just seem to have no compassion and no.
Let's not give them the airtime. Let's talk about the wizards. Like Bruce Lee was a wizard. John Lennon
was a wizard.
Yeah,
Martin Luther King and John JFK all surprisingly died under suspicious circumstances.
Bob Marley,
which is quite strange. Yeah, Bob Marley. People that make you think. People that inspired you. People that kind of preached peace. The people that wanted
Bill Hicks.
Bill Hicks, yeah, another one. He's dead.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that's alive that's a wizard apart from me?
Sue Pollard. Oh no, apparently she's horrible.
Is she not dead?
No, yeah, so she's alive.
But yeah, so
who are going to be the new wizards? Where are they? Come on, kids.
Well, yeah, we need some wizards out there. Well, it's not a very good advert for it though, is it? You won't last very long if you become a wizard.
Be worth it.
Luckily, I'm tough. So
I show my boys Bill Hicks.
Yeah.
Wondering whether it would still translate, and they're 14 going on 15. They loved it.
Yeah.
And it was all relevant. Everything in that comedy sketch was relevant.
Yeah.
I was just off mic then. I was trying to be mysterious.
But to be fair to Daniel, and I'm going to give him some credit here.
How much money?
He is him and dare I say it, Ian Lee have accidentally and subconsciously, and well, Daniel quite consciously have given me so much. What's the word? Just I don't want to say inspiration because I'm not giving you that. They've just kind of given me an outlet to be able to write songs specifically for certain things that they want. Ian Lee's never physically asked me, but I've kind of done it through Daniel. And quite often I will text Daniel and say, I've got an idea for a song, I need a subject. And then he'll text me a rambling paragraph of things.
I literally write it for him psychically.
Yeah, and he kind of send me a little thing, and then I'll write a song, and based on this lizards and wizards theory about the ones that suck the life out of you and the ones that inspire you, I wrote this song, and it's a little song called Wizards and Lizards. Isn't it, Daniel?
It's a song. That's all I'll say.
Holds me down, the other one can set me free. One of them just keeps me blind, the other one can help me see. One of them locks me inside, the other one gives me the key. One of them has robbed me blind, the other one enriches me. And so enough is enough, we say. We just can't carry on this way, so I wanna tell you about the wizards and lizards and set me free. Set me free. Set me free. One of them says me to war, the other one can give me peace. One of them is lying through, one of them gives me some truth. One of them locks me inside, the other one gives me the key. One of them has robbed me blind, the other one enriches me. And so enough is enough, we say. We just can't carry on this way. So I wanna tell you about the wizards and lizards, and all about what they've been doing to me. I wanna tell you about the wizards and lizards. How come the lizards just set me free? Set me free. Set me free.
Yes, well, who was that crazy guy? He sounds like a talented young fella.
That was like 2 fingers up to the Illuminati. We might get kicked out of the club now.
Well, I'm hoping that Gareth will hear this. He'll play it to his dad, because it was pretty much inspired by him, so...
Yeah, true.
Play it to your dad, please, Gareth.
God, stop begging.
Give us a shout-out, mate. Go on.
Sorry, Gareth, that's embarrassing.
Oh, come on, Gareth, please. Can I meet your dad?
So, I'd love to meet his dad, actually. He's really nice. I
definitely.
Really like him. He really seems like a nice bloke. And Gareth seems like a top fellow as well.
He does, yeah. No, in fairness, we need to stop really talking about his dad and talk about Gareth, because it's not fair, really,
it's like being Bruce Lee's son.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Although Brandon Lee was quite good. And so's Gareth. Anyway, what's going on now?
Well, I need to make people aware about of a little thing that's happening on in our village, and it's called Cramfest. It's been going on. I think this is I'm not sure if it's his 6th or 7th year.
This is why Billy's such a hero in the village, because he plays there and they'll swoon over him.
Yeah, well, I've kind of consciously stopped playing there now. I didn't play last year, and I'm not going to play this year because I sort of did every year, and I'm sure people are getting sick of seeing me on there. So
I am,
but. It's a community-run event. The amount of effort that goes into it, there's literally no money that comes from anywhere other than sponsorship and people that, putting their hands in their pocket, and obviously the money that they take on the door. But they have to put so much effort in, and the girl that's kind of been the spearhead of it all, and the guy as well. Katie,
is it?
It was Katie Griffiths, yeah, and Trevor Dove. I don't think Trevor's quite as involved in it as he used to be, but kind of Katie's always been a part of it. She wasn't quite so much involved in it last year, but that's another story. But it's on the 7th of July. It's in Cranfield. I promise you, it is a great day out. It's just they're sort of championing local bands. The
actual music, I'm quite impressed with some of the bands.
It's a really good day. If the weather's good, and most years it has. Well, I think we've had a couple of years where it's been a bit iffy, but it's never stopped the kind of fun and the stuff that goes on, and the whole community comes out. People are starting to come from further afield now as well.
Some people come from the other end of the village.
Yeah, some people come. Oh God, not that end.
No, don't talk about that end of the village.
But no, it's a great event, and I do think that all being well and providing certain things that are going on at the moment don't ruin that, it will get bigger and better every year. Although, well, yeah, we won't go into that right now. Maybe talk about that next week.
Yeah.
But Cranfest is fantastic. It's on the 7th of July. It's in Cranfield at Cranfield Football Club.
Is it in Cranfield?
You can buy tickets. You can buy tickets on pre-sale. If you are interested and you want to buy tickets, then get in touch with me or Daniel on @Hazy79 or @Mugger or @Muggy Bonehead.
Don't get in contact with me. I don't want to deal with anything.
Just pass it on to me, Daniel.
Yeah, pass it to Billy. He's the.
And also, talking to Trevor Dove, I was supposed to plug something last week, and I didn't. I completely forgot. I was so wrapped up in trying to make everything work, and we've done a worse job of that this week. But now I've remembered. So it's the Forest Folk Roots. There's a guy called Trevor Dove. You search both of those out on Twitter, you'll find it. It's a regular kind of. I think he kind of does it maybe monthly, something like that. He does it at the Cranfield Social Club. He seems to pick up kind of folk acts that do seem to have whether they're either sort of signed to a kind of independent label, or he always kind of has bands that are either up and coming, or they're on their journey through their career in music, but they're generally full-time musicians. And last week last Friday, and he offered me some tickets, but I had blinking rehearsals, I couldn't go. He had a band called the Hardy Band. And I've actually contacted them because I want to get them on the show. We're going to try and do some live acoustic shows, and eventually we're going to set up a YouTube channel, and we're going to get these artists on here, and we're just going to kind of accumulate. We're going to talent spot as well. I don't want to just get anyone on here. I want to get people on here that are.
Don't put getting rubbish people
that I really like and that are decent. So yeah, the Hardy Band. At some point, they're going to be coming on this show, I believe. So keep an eye out for them because they're really good. But as I said, every week, I think it's every month, Trevor does this thing. It's worth checking out because he's always tweeting the videos and Facebooking the videos, so you can kind of get an idea of how blinking good they are. So that's my little thing. I think we've had a text come in.
Oh God!
This is from DJ 101 J Bain. I don't know who that is, but he said worth a mention. And then what else has he said?
I think you should read it before you say it.
I'm gonna. Let's have. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. Hey, it's gone.
Look at him. If you could watch this, it's like watching a 85-year-old man try and work a laser gun
or a telephone.
Come on.
Hey guys, we just hit 1,000 likes on the CRMK fight. And that's because of us. I think it's our fault, isn't it?
What?
Because we've invited all these people.
Oh yeah,
millions of listeners that have come on. No, jokes aside, we've had a text in from DJ 101 J Bain. I'm not quite sure who that is, but he's put, "Hey guys, we just hit 1,000 likes on the CRMK Facebook site, and that is definitely worth a mention."
Hallelujah! Woo!
I didn't set up my fireworks sound bites, did I? Because I haven't got any. But anyway, so yeah, that's great. That's good news. See how the station's on its way.
Imagine that, 1,000.
When are we going to get it to 2,000?
Tomorrow.
Go on then. We'll see.
All right. Well, speaking of wizards,
yep,
I think someone worth mentioning from the old wizard dictionary is a guy called Evil Knievel, and there's not many people in the world that has probably been as brave and entertaining as this bloke. He had the bikes, he had the look. I mean, that outfit he wore was amazing. He was quite a sexy, gruff, young old man who was fearless. He broke every bone in his body, and it was an era where there was hardly any safety devices. I mean, I think he died quite a few times, didn't he?
Did he?
Did you ever have the toys, Evil Knievel toys?
I think I had the old pulley thing.
They were brilliant. They weren't pulleys, they were wind-ups.
Yeah.
They didn't pull them.
Well, no, excuse me. There was a long thing with teeth on it, and you pulled it out, and it
No, that wasn't that.
It was.
No, it wasn't. It was a little ramp thing, and you wound the wheel up.
Yeah, Daniel, we didn't all grow up in the 70s. In the 80s, the technology for Evil Knievel was a lot better.
No, actually, the technology for that was amazing. Well, maybe there was that cheaper version that your family got you. But yeah, this man, he's a forgotten man now, really, and not many people would really remember him from the newer generation, but there was something about this guy that was phenomenal. And I think we're going to play a little tune that tells you a bit more about him, really.
You think so?
Yeah.
What does it tell you about him?
I think you should just listen to it.
Because earlier on, when I was prepping this show and I knew that nothing was going to go wrong, and I was so prepared that everything was going to go absolutely brilliant, that when I played that Beastie Boys song earlier on, I'd actually edited together something, and there's an opening line to the song, and it's actually sung in this song. It was a total coincidence. The line that is being sung, there's some sort of sample that's being used in this track that we're about to play, and it was in this Beastie Boys song because I was looking for tracks for the show, and I thought, hang on, and I heard it, and then I listened to the Evil Knievel thing, and there it was.
It's from a 90s album, it's Grand Central.
In the summer of 1974, Evil Knievel was in Los Angeles, where he had the opportunity to be interviewed by about 60 children. The resulting dialogue shows a surprisingly warm and sensitive side to the man as he responds to the children's curiosity. I'll introduce myself. First of all, my name is Jerry Fogel. I'd like to welcome you to an afternoon with Evil Knievel, an informal question and answer session. We're going to have a good time asking Evil everything you can think of to ask him. A lot has been said, a lot has been written about this daredevil of a man, who on September 8th of this year will attempt to leap the Snake River Canyon in Idaho, what might be termed the most dangerous feat of daring in our time. To find out more about this historic jump and the man himself, I'd like to introduce to you, everyone, meet Evil Knievel. let me just ask you one quick question about the facts. How far is it across the Snake River at the jumping point?
It's somewhere between a half a mile and 3/4 of a mile. It's a big canyon. It's a long way across, a long way down.
What kind of a vehicle are you going to use to go across that half, 3/4 or a mile?
The machine is what I call a sky cycle. The sky cycle is not a motorcycle. I never did say I was going to jump it on a motorcycle. That was the fault and misinterpretation of the press. The vehicle is one of two that there are left in the world. There were three. One is at the bottom of the Snake River. We fired a test shot out there some months ago and never did find it. The vehicle looks like a bottle of beer. Does not have a tail on it. Has two fins on both sides. And has an open cockpit. It will not fly. Certain percentage that come see you die. I think there are 5% probably in this world that would want to see a person die, me included. You'd want to see me miss the canyon jump, be killed. I think there are another 45% that don't want to see you die, but want to be there if it happens because they don't want to miss anything. Then the other 50% are on my side and they're pulling for me. If it weren't for a guy like me, people like them would have nothing to do. And if it weren't for them, I could have not made such a damn good living, so it all works out one way or the other.
There's a line out of the book that goes something like, live fast, die young, and be a good-looking corpse. Now, is that your philosophy?
Is that about me, you mean? A story about me?
Yes. Well, not about you. Is that, you believe in that?
I may. What's it say again? Live fast, die young, and be a good-looking corpse. Well, it depends on how you look at life after death. If a guy thinks his soul transfers to the beyond in the same form and shape that he might be when he dies, who the hell would want to live to be 90?
So that was AIM Original Stuntmaster. What is who is AIM? I guess that's kind of like a DJ name or whatever. Is it like a
It must be, yeah.
Remix superstar DJ kind of name.
I used to listen to that song a lot with my mate Rob in Newcastle when we were students. We set up drawing, and he used to play that a lot. I loved it. He's got such soul, that Evil Knievel. To sort of speak like that, a man from that era, to sort of understand life in such a brilliant way. I love it.
He was known for being a bit of a bar steward, wasn't he?
Was he?
But yeah, I've seen kind of bits about him, and but I think it was more to do with the fact that he didn't suffer falls lightly.
He was tough.
He was tough, and I think, you know, like, do you ever see that the Bob Dylan press conference when they're asking him just really stupid questions, and he's just looking at them like with utter disdain, as if to say, "Oh God, shut up."
Elevated humans.
But I think it's important just to say thank you to Gareth Ike again, because that was a cracking tune, and you know, we don't big him up enough. Search him out because he's got some good stuff going on. I did see I watched a little interview with him. A little interview.
How small was it?
Sort of tiny. It was.
In a little box.
Yeah. No, and he was saying that apparently he was offered like £100,000 contract or something, and but he had to denounce everything that his dad said and basically change his name and become completely different. That's weird, isn't it? What is that all about?
Music. I've just watched the thing about R. Kelly on BBC, and you kind of get to see this world of the music industry is disgusting. Some of it, it's a horrible place for a lot of musicians. I mean, a lot of people make a lot of money, but they're miserable.
Yeah,
all these big stars, they're not happy, and a lot of them have breakdowns.
Oh yeah,
there's something sick in that industry. There really is.
Right, pretentious comment coming up right now.
Is that why you're not famous?
Yeah. Well, I just turn it all down, and I don't even want to be there. But no, like, I can't imagine being told to say stuff and being told to, you know, like, kind of being a puppet. I don't think I could do it. I could do it if I just wanted to. I was just going to take the money and see it, but I don't know. I don't like that.
I listened to an interview with a lady that she, in the early days of MySpace, she was one of the first people that could develop, like, dressing up the pages.
Yeah,
and she got a lot of big clients in the music industry, a lot of really big clients.
Yeah,
and she ended up moving to New York, I think.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Sorry, I got a bit of a
little bit of windy pops
there. And she was really in the mix of these things that were going on, and she saw a lot of these so-called signing your soul to the devil things.
Yeah.
And what she was basically transpiring was that when you sign these deals, you basically give your life away. You have to do everything they say. You have to change your image. You have to say certain things.
Yeah.
And you're a slave to them. You're a slave to that industry until your contract runs out.
And it's always been the case, I think, always throughout the years. I mean, I love the small faces. And
people?
Yeah,
find it cute.
I love small faces, don't I? And if you read the history of them, they were with Don Arden, and he was a renowned. I mean, he was a gangster essentially. He was Sharon Osbourne's dad.
Oh right.
And he was a renowned.
She turned out pleasant.
Yeah, he was horrible. And I can't remember if he owned a record label or if he was just a management sort of team or whatever. But they just didn't see a penny. And it's only the occasional artist that broke through and became so kind of huge that they could essentially determine their own future. And obviously the Beatles, they created Apple, and you know, the Stones, they stood the test of time, and then essentially they're calling the shots, I guess. But but the ones that kind of just are still kind of like they stay beneath the parapet, and they're famous in their own right, but they are puppets, and they do get told what to do and where to go and how to speak, and don't say this and don't say that and don't talk out of turn. And yeah, I don't know. The whole thing about selling your soul to the devil, there's a lot of truth.
It's a metaphor.
In that. It's a cliche, but it's a true one because you know that is definitely probably the case.
When do we sign anyway? When do we sign in?
I don't know. The second we get picked up for somewhere else, we're gone.
I'm going to start wearing fancy clothes, making glitzy videos, and doing triangle hand signs over my eye.
I just look forward to the day when someone else presses the buttons, because this is bloody annoying.
Don't swear.
It's not a swear word.
All right.
Even if this is being heard in Australia right now, they say that on the.
Well, that's part of their vocabulary.
On the news, they say on the
if you don't say that word, you're in trouble.
Exactly. Yeah. So. All right, well, we've got like 11 minutes to go.
11, 1 and 1.
I've given the number out, and I've spoken to people, and I've given the Facebook stuff out, and the interaction is.
Why aren't you interacting with us? Come on, you fools!
Of the 75,000 listeners that we've got right now, you're all being pretty lax in getting
probably
involved.
Just want to listen.
Although I'm looking at the phone and I can see someone is typing.
Ooh. Turn your stupid show off, you bag of idiots. I can't believe that radio could actually produce a stink.
This is the tech guy behind all of the equipment. Oh, it's your fault then, is it?
What?
It's the tech guy. I'd sent him a message to say, like, who are you? Can I plug your show? Because all I've got is DJ 101. But he's the guy.
The one you were hassling?
He deals with everything. Yeah, possibly. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Benny gets overexcited. I want everything now.
He does musicology on a Thursday. Oh, there you go. Let's have a little look at that. So let's see who this is then. Musicology on a Thursday. So that. Oh, yeah, there you go. So it's DJ 101. So I did get your name right.
All right.
But no, thank you.
Yeah, cheers for that. Thanks for your hard work.
Thank you for letting us know about the 1,000 listeners, 1,000 likes, and thank you for
being our friend.
Yeah.
Travelled down the road and back again.
So we've got 10 minutes to go. We could either play out 2 longish songs, or we could have another little chat.
Have a screaming contest?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. The tech guy will go mad. What are you doing screaming into my microphones?
It's never been done before on the radio.
Exactly. We're pioneers.
Oh, what? How can you hear when you got pie in your ears? Is that a cockney thing? Where's the mash go?
Oh, yeah. We're getting tired now, aren't we?
I'm not.
Aren't you? You've only just started.
Yeah, exactly.
We've only just begun. She was a bit of a weird one, wasn't she?
Oh, Karen.
Lovely little voice, didn't she?
Karen, electrician.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Bless her.
Oh, was she a wizard? Because she's brown bread.
She was pretty middle of the road, really.
You reckon?
Yeah, I mean, they make you cry. Those songs, they're quite good, but some are tragic in it.
If you got invited into the Illuminati and you had to do a blood sacrifice, who would you offer up?
What, your person?
Yeah, like you have to offer up a close member of your family. Which one would you? Who would be the one?
I'd marry you quickly.
Yeah, only because you know your missus and your children are listening.
Yeah. I like my kids and my wife.
Yeah, they're all right, I suppose. Yeah. I'm going to slaughter your son at FIFA, whatever the year is now these days.
I was playing Ian Lee at Rainbow Six Siege today.
Oh, I've got a friend and his name's Ian Lee and he's been on the telly and he's on the radio. Ooh.
Have you? So have I.
And he texts me. Ooh. How weird was that last week?
What? Oh, Ian Lee was listening. He said we were better than his show.
No, he didn't.
Shut up.
Halfway through the show, so we're doing this show. It's our first show. We're really nervous. We're trying to do our best. We're trying to keep talking. We're trying to keep everybody kind of engaged. And then halfway through the show, Dan goes, "Oh." And that was when I said...
No, that's because I was touching myself.
And then we turn the mics down, we put music on, he goes, "Oh, Ian Lee's listening." So, actual Ian Lee off the radio, the bloke who we listen to all the time and we really, really like, was listening to our first show. That would be like
Elvis,
John Lennon going and watching Noel Gallagher's first ever gig.
Yeah, or Sue Pollard watching the Crankies.
I don't know if your timeline's in the right order there, is it?
Yeah, but she's a time traveller.
You silly sausage. Well, we're going to play one of your songs now, Daniel, because it's been a little while.
Are we? What one?
Yeah. We're going to play...
You play the hip-hoppy one or the slow one?
Let's play
because I want to introduce them and tell why.
All right. Well, you give a nice long introduction into what one it's going to be.
Which one is it?
I'm going to do it off of this because I've just seen the old batteries low on the PC.
What song is it? And then I'll tell you. You can pick.
You give an intro and I'll see if I can get the right one.
This song... No, I can't make it up because they're so different. Tell me.
All right, it's called Cloudy Shoes.
All right, Cloudy Shoes. This is a song from the programme we talked about last week, Wild Wild Country, about the cult in Oregon. And it was probably one of the last songs that played on the... I got to see the last episode. There was no dragons in it.
Oh, good.
But it did finish really good. I'd suggest... Again, go and watch Wild Wild Country. It's brilliant. But this is one of the last songs that played on the series.
Cloudy Shoes there by Damien Gerardo. That's a nice little song, isn't it?
How did you see his feet?
I don't know.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Made me cry.
Yeah, no, it's a nice, lovely little tune, that. Oh, yeah,
It's near the end of the night, really.
Yeah, we've got approximately 2 minutes to say our thank yous and our goodbyes.
Thanks to me.
I'm not going to read the number out anymore because you obviously don't use it, you little rascals.
Yeah.
But you can follow us on the @Muggy Bonehead, which is MUGGEY. Bonehead. That's the Muggy Bonehead. And then obviously there's myself @Hazy79, which is HAYESY79, and @Mugger Harris. If you don't often get the chance to listen live, I mean, this seems like such a pointless statement, but you can download us on Mixcloud. We'll be sharing the hell out of it over the next little while. You get sick to hear of it. But yeah, follow us on Mixcloud as well, so if you don't get the chance to listen to it live.
If you meet anyone on the street who looks sad, just tell them. Say, look, if you want to be happy, go to their web internet world and put your ears near a sound system and take it into their brains, and they'll probably cheer up quite a bit, I reckon.
Yeah, it's kind of dumbing down for the masses, though, isn't it?
Dumbing up.
Dumbing up, you reckon?
I'm dumbing up.
But that doesn't work, does it? It's an oxymoron. It's a bit like you.
You're a stupid moron.
No, you call me an oxymoron.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, thank you very much for listening again. We really enjoy doing this show, and the more listeners we get, and the more the more traffic we get, the better it is for everybody. Because we'll keep doing it. We'll keep doing it anyway. I don't mind doing it to no one.
It's an ego trip.
It is an ego trip. Yeah, I've sort of got a feel for what it's like to be a superstar DJ.
How?
Well, just by being me. In front of a microphone. No, using that virtual DJ. Oh, God. Anyway, we've got 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds to
6
go.
6 seconds, 5, 4.
Thank you very much. We love you dearly. Keep coming.
And bye.
We'll see you soon. Yes. And the show's still recording. So this now, Daniel, is the bonus section of the podcast.
This means we can swear. We disconnected.
We're disconnected from the airwaves, but as I can see by the pop, 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 as I can see by the meter, we are still recording. So this is the part where we're going to... oh. And you know what?
What?
Fuck.
It's not disconnected.
It is disconnected. It's asking me to connect, so that means we're recording what's coming out of the desk, but we're not going out live across the airwaves. So this is the bonus part of the podcast.
Okay.
That was a good show today, wasn't it?
I liked it.
We had lots of things going on.
It was very nervous. I felt very nervous today. Like, all my ideas are gone by the first show.
Jesus. Do you know what?
Yeah?
Well, as you well know, I texted you and I said, well, I've got so much prepared. It's all great. Everything's going to be lined up. And I got here and just went... There was a button that weren't pressed on the machine, and I still don't know if it gone out. Apparently, according to your wife, it did, and according to you having a little listen back quietly in the background, it did. But there might be issues with the sound at the beginning, so I apologise for that.
Better not be.
Mike did tell us that our third show was going to be rubbish because we, sort of your first one's nervous and you press all the buttons, and the second one you think you know it all, and the third one you're rubbish. But actually, that's my worst performance so far. 50% not bad and 50% terrible. I think the content was better, but technically it was rubbish.
Well, that's your fault.
It is my fault.
And it always will be.
So if you're listening to this bit now, you're listening on Mixcloud, and potentially one day you're listening on iTunes. And
or, potentially one day, Radio 1.
Cool. Talk about selling your soul. No, if you're listening on iTunes, then you are probably right now making sure that you subscribe.
Actually, I'd rather be on Talk Radio if there are any bosses out there listening. No, that's a joke. Honestly, CRMK, I'd like to stay here forever.
Ooh, David, you Gareth Ike. Ooh, let's talk to your dad. God, that was you.
That was you.
That was me, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I've got respect for them, that family.
Well, anyway, yeah, so you'll be if you are listening on iTunes, and make sure you subscribe. Make sure
iTunes,
yeah, because if we eventually once we edit all the music out when it comes out as a podcast, then you'll be listening on something like iTunes or whatever your podcasting host is, and you will make sure that you subscribe, and you will make sure that you rate the show, and you'll make sure that you give it good remarks because it all goes up, and then eventually we'll have advertising, eventually we'll have loads of money, and eventually we'll take over the world.
No, I haven't got the time or the energy. I just want to be rich enough to buy dinner at a restaurant without thinking about my bank balance.
Yeah. Fuck.
Look, it's not disconnected.
It is disconnected.
You're disconnected from reality. You believe in big bangs.
Good swearing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the microphone.
Notice I haven't done it, bosses.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Stop throwing your voice. Like, you're the best ventriloquist I've ever seen.
Best everything.
Great impersonator of me.
Yeah.
Thanks for swearing.
Every ventriloquist needs a dummy. Anyway, how long we do this for?
No, not very long. We'll just do a little, you know. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Don't forget to text in the show when you listen live on 077 90 385 385.
And if you're an angry person, stop it.
Yeah, exactly. Just one other thing. Music was quite good this week, wasn't it?
Apart from the ones you picked.
Yeah, which was most of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you, and we will speak to you through your ear holes next Wednesday or at some point during your working day when you listen to us on a podcast.
Do it.